Am I the idiot for walking out on my husband over an unexpected stepdaughter? My husband was previously married. He and his wife both had affairs during the marriage, though he openly admits to doing so more than her. They had some fundamental compatibility issues for sure. They ended the marriage when their daughter Julie was 9. He and I met a year later. Julie is now 16, and our kids together are 5 and 3. A few days ago, he tells me he has something to tell me. He tells me that an affair partner of his recently tracked him down and told him he was the father to her now 10-year-old, Olivia, who was of course conceived during his first marriage. He had gone on a work trip out of town that was actually to see his former AP, get a DNA test, and meet Julie. He tells me that when he got there, it was immediately clear that the AP was really struggling mental health-wise, and she sprung it on him that she wanted him to take primary custody, which he had on the spot agreed to do because, what else was he supposed to say? I was pissed. We're supposed to be a team and he should never have agreed without talking to me. And while intellectually I knew he had affairs during his first marriage, seeing the proof is very different. I am already juggling 2 toddlers with a stepdaughter that doesn't even want to be here most of the time because teenagers. I don't need another angsty stepdaughter that I'm the primary care provider for. I work PT from home, he works FT outside the house, so I'm with all of the kids way more than him. He's convinced Olivia and Julie, who does not know yet, will get along great. He asked if I was really going to bar my stepdaughter from our house, and I said I didn't even know I had another stepdaughter until today. How is that fair? He said we didn't have a choice and the outcome would be the same either way. I was so angry that I had to leave the house and go to my sister's where I am now. He's begging me to come back because Julie gets here tomorrow and he wants us to be a united front. He needs to tell her ASAP before she finds out on her own via other means. But my sister said I just needed to roll with it, and Olivia's existence had nothing to do with my relationship and wasn't Olivia's fault anyway. And while Julie hasn't yet been told, Julie's mom, his ex, has, and her reaction was very low-key, immediately fine with it because it's not like she didn't know he cheated. Now for the next story. Am I the idiot for calling my husband a cheater? I, 30F, have been married to my husband, 30M, for 2 years. We were high school sweethearts and have a mostly perfect relationship. We share a lot of things that most couples might typically get upset or jealous by. Recently, however, I've had an odd feeling that he's hiding things from me. It started with him mentioning a coworker frequently. I'll call her A. He would bring her up a lot and say how similar she was to me. Usually this type of stuff wouldn't bother me, but this felt weird. For Christmas at his job, they decided to do Secret Santa. Well, it turns out he was A's Secret Santa and he wound up buying her a coat. On top of that, he only bought me flat irons and a pair of boots. He's usually very over the top with gift giving and goes all out, so after finding out his Secret Santa gift, this really hurt my feelings. This month, he told me he bought her some very nice earrings as an early birthday gift since she's switching shifts and he will no longer see her at work. About 2 weeks ago, I got really curious about exactly what the extent of his relationship was with A and did some snooping. I accessed his Google Pictures, which is attached to his cell phone, and was shocked. There were screen recordings of Snapchats she'd sent him. At first there was mostly just her singing in the car, but then I noticed one of her licking an ice cream cone and finally a shot of her in just her bra and panties. Unfortunately, there was more. Let me first say I'm super aware that my husband looks at porn, frequents OnlyFans, and sometimes gets half-naked pics from girls. He's always shown me these and we talk about it all the time. These pictures I saw from this phone were not those. Some with messages of him sending money, $60, $50, Amazon wishlist items, shoes, and some with him sexting. I confronted him about it and he basically said he was wrong for hiding the money but was confused at my issue with the other stuff since I know he did that. I called him a liar and have been questioning our relationship. I'm not sure that I can believe he is not engaging in physical relationships, but I also feel bad for encouraging and even participating in this with him and then being mad. AITA. Edit, just to clear some stuff up. He only gifted the coworker the 2 specific gifts and told me about them. The other money and gifts was going to other women who were snapping him nudes. Most of them do not live in the same state as us, but are from back in the state we're from. Also, he was apologetic and is willing to completely stop everything. Now for the next story. Am I the idiot for being mad at my husband and his first wife's relationship? I, 37F, and my husband, 48M, have been married for 9 years and finally decided to settle and have a family a few years back. Only to find out I have fertility issues. Which wouldn't be a problem before I met him because I never intended to have children of my own, since I grew up in the foster care system and have always wanted to adopt. But my husband insists we have at least one biological child before adopting any. My husband wasn't able to have kids with his ex-wife before they divorced. He told me going into this relationship he always wanted to be a father and was disappointed he never had children. Or so I thought. I posted a series of Facebook posts looking for someone close to us willing to be a surrogate for a child, explaining the whole situation. But his ex-wife reaches out and tells me that won't be necessary because he already has 2 bio children with her. I was absolutely taken aback to find this out. And even more, I'm confused, because both children are under the age of 5. For more backstory, I knew she had children but always assumed she remarried and had kids with a new partner. I confronted my husband about what his ex-wife said and he let the truth just spill out. He admitted that he had kids with her while still with me, but told me that it wasn't a big deal since now that I know he can get partial custody and we can treat the kids as our own, in addition to the baby he still wants with me. I blew up at him, calling him ridiculous for thinking I would want to stay with a lying piece of scum, let alone have a child with that person. Then, I yelled at him to get out and made him go live at his sister's house for a few days while I cooled down. He still hasn't come to talk to me after a week of trying to talk things out. His family is blowing up my phone and calling me names for ruining the amazing relationship we had. I regret what I said and just want to make things right. Am I the asshole? TLDR, husband lied to me about kids with his ex-wife and now wants me to parent their kids after I found out. Now for the next story. Am I the idiot for being mad at my wife for causing a scene at the restaurant? My wife has long-lasting issues with her mother. She hasn't spoken to her in 6 years. To be frank, I've never understood why my wife doesn't want her mother around. All I know is their relationship went south after my FIL divorced my MIL. It was a decision they both made, so I don't get why she keeps punishing her mother like that. I was open to have meetings with my MIL. I have been in contact with her for a year and my wife knew. She said it's up to me to want to have a relationship with her mom, but I shouldn't try to make her re-establish a relationship with her. Things remained the same for months. My MIL would see my wife few times a week, but they don't talk. And I just thought that my wife and MIL were stuck in this conflict and needed one meeting to at least open up to tackle this issue. Especially before our son is born. I arranged for dinner at a restaurant on Mother's Day. My wife thought it was just 2 of us, but I kept giving her hints about the person I was expecting. My MIL arrived and next thing I knew my wife got up from her seat and started yelling in front of everybody. I told her that her mom tried many times to reconcile, but she was being unfair with her grudge-holding attitude, and not giving her a chance for a sincere talk. All I asked for was to sit down and talk things out with her mom. She said she didn't want to see her, especially on this day, and thought I was doing this for her as a mom. And I was. I begged her to sit and I'd get her mom to leave if she was bothered that much, but she didn't listen. My MIL was standing behind crying while everyone was looking. My wife took her phone and purse then left. I had mixed feelings, but I felt mostly upset. Things played out different than what I had in mind since my wife no problem with her mom speaking to me. My wife has been staying with a friend for a week. I visited her twice to talk and every time we ended up arguing. I told her she didn't need to cause a scene at the restaurant and could have been a little bit graceful to sit with her mom at the table to talk, but she said I needed to blame myself. I asked her, didn't Mother's Day mean anything to her? All I got was a cold stare. Growing up without my mother made my life incomplete. I never had any mother figures in my life and it's because of my father. I just think everyone should count her their blessing and she should realize it's never too late to fix the problem between her and her mom, if she chooses to see how lucky she was to still have her mom alive. But she kept blaming me for the scene at the restaurant and said she won't forget that day and flat out told me, you know what's the worst thing about betrayal? It never comes from an enemy. This complicated the matter more. I thought about what went wrong, and it's clear my wife isn't willing to even try.